know if that was his first or last name or just a nickname. I didn't know where he lived, where he was from, where he might go if he'd fled Chicago. We'd met a handful of times, and each time he'd gone from angry to volcanic in under a minute. Maybe he really had killed Leo Prince and thought the cops were closing in on him. Except if he was going into hiding, he'd surely take you along, wouldn't he? I said to the dog. And why me? He's made it clear he despises me. No insult, but what am I going to do with you? We'd reached my building. I picked up the bag Coop had left. Another dog? Donna Ludus screamed. She was still standing by the open door to her unit. You can't bring another dog in here. Yes, Vic, Mr. Sung said. It is too much, all this barking. And then we never know if someone is breaking in, wanting to shoot you, but maybe hitting one of us by mistake. Mr. Contreras usually speaks up for me, but not tonight. Mr. Sung was only reiterating what he himself often said, albeit more sympathetically. Why did I hurl myself into danger? Didn't I care none about the people who cared about me? Peppy and Mitch didn't help. When they saw me escorting Bear up to the third floor, they began barking and straining to follow. They didn't want some interloper taking attention that belonged to them. The fucking last straw, Ludus cried. I'm going to the management board in the morning to demand they evict you. 3 dogs, when the limit is 1? Ludus represented our building with the board of the company that managed our property. She was a junior associate at one of the big downtown law firms. She worked 90-hour weeks, the way all juniors do. I knew she was sleep-deprived. I knew I was not a congenial neighbor. A recent encounter with an assailant had broken one of the stairwell banisters. I still couldn't rouse any sympathy for her. She'd gloated as she served me with legal papers demanding that I undertake repairs. She probably would go to the board to try to evict me. Maybe she could, especially with the other residents glaring at me. I opened the paper bag Coop had left and took out a blanket, Bear's food bowls, and a few toys. I set everything up in the kitchen and went back to bed. But I felt like a heavily starched shirt, stiff, unbending, listening to Bear's toenails scratching the floors as he explored the apartment. At the end, he came into my room and sniffed at me for a few minutes, then gave a heavy sigh and plopped to the floor by my bed. If only is a fool's game. But I couldn't help thinking, if only I'd followed my first wish to spend my birthday hiking with Peter Sanson and the dogs in the country, none of the rest of this would have happened. 1. Southside Sisters. July 27th, V.I. Warshawski's birthday. The girls lined up along the wall, their faces glistening with sweat, still breathing hard. We could have won if Lorene had moved her fat ass into place to block, one girl began, but Bernie silenced her. No one who plays for me calls another player a bad name, and there is only one way to lose a competition. What way is that? The girl who'd issued the insult turned her head away, but the other 7 chanted in unison. Dishonesty. Right, Bernie said. If you don't do your best, you are dishonest to yourself and to your team. If you do your best, you've won, even if the other team outscores you. You learn from mistakes, n'est-ce pas? Losing a match is only a loss if you don't learn and grow from it. Yes, coach. Louder! You believe this! Yes, coach! They shouted. The Southside Sisters